we have a species that's long-lived and does not reproduce very often, then they're going to be more sensitive to those stressors and those impacts. And so then the final component of vulnerability is adaptive capacity. And this is the ability to accommodate or cope with climate change impacts with minimal disruption. And some factors that we consider here, when you're thinking about a habitat, we're looking at what's the geographic extent of this habitat. Is it isolated or continuous? What's the integrity of the habitat? Is it pretty functional or is it highly degraded? We're looking at how permeable the landscape is, how diverse the physical and topographical characteristics are in that habitat, as well as the level of diversity of the component species and functional groups. And then we also want to consider if people value the habitat, then technically its adaptive capacity will be higher because we'll be willing to do more to help. And what's the potential for us to be able to manage the impacts to that habitat? When you're considering species, a lot of it is similar. What's the geographic extent of the species? What's the population status? One consideration for species is its dispersal capability. Can it disperse long distances, or is it pretty limited in its dispersal distance? What's the diversity of the species in the sense of life history strategies, behavioral and phenotypic plasticity? How can it vary its responses to environmental variation, basically? And then the same as habitats, we're looking at how valued this resource is and how easily managed this resource is. So looking back at our equation for vulnerability again,